Good day everyone! So my name is Kent Albricho Habate, the last reporter for this group. So my topic is all about the culture as a tacit assumptions. But first, let's define the tacit assumptions. So tacit assumptions refers to the unspoken underlying beliefs, values, and norms that shape how people behave and interact into group or society. Yung tacit assumption, hindi po siya yung nakasulat or hindi na kailangang banggitin or ito yung behavior na understood na. So, ilagay natin siya sa culture of the Philippines para mas maintindihan natin. So, first dyan, unang-una is yung utang na loob. Diba sa halimbawa na lang sa family natin, natulungan tayo ng isang kamag-anak natin, syempre, di ba, assumption na natin kahit hindi sila humihingi ng kapalit, di ba, nasa isip na natin agad na kailangan nating palitan yun or yun nga, nagkakaroon tayo ng utang na loob kahit hindi sila humingi ng kapalit. Nasa isip natin, assumption na natin yun. And pangalawa is yung respect for elders, yung paggamit ng po at opo, di ba, dito sa Pilipinas, culture na natin yung paggamit ng po at opo sa mga nakakatanda. So, halimbawa na lang, if nagkaroon tayo ng interaction kahit di ating kakilala pero mas matanda sa atin, di ba, assumption na natin na kailangan nang gumamit or kailangan natin gamitan ng po at opo pag sila yung kinakausap natin. And yung pangatlo is yung sa culture din ng Pilipinas, yung importance of the family. Kahit ano yung gawin mo, kahit marami kang errands, pero kung halimbawa man na nangangailangan yung family mo ng tulong, syempre, di ba, na assumptions na natin na kailangan unahin natin yung pamilya natin. And so, ilagay naman natin siya in the school context. So, kanina nga, sinabi na yung tacit assumptions is refers to the unspoken underlying beliefs, norms, values that shape how teachers, students, and staff behave and interact. So, unang-una na dyan, yung respect for authority sa school. Siyempre, di ba, kahit mas bata sa'yo, pero dahil nga mataas ang posisyon, so igagalang natin to. The students should always respect and follow teachers' instructions without questioning them, which reflects a hierarchical view of authority. Pag sinabing ganun, if halimbawa nga na yung principal nyo ay mas bata sa inyo, o di ba, kahit mas bata yung principal sa'yo, pero mataas nga yung posisyon niya, syempre, assumptions na natin na kailangan galangin yun kasi nga mataas nga yung positions ng principal. And ito yung hierarchical view of authority. Ibig sabihin, si principal yung pinaka most respected, followed by the teacher, next for the staff, and yung pinaka nasa baba ay yung students. And pangalawa naman, yung silent classroom behavior. For example, diba, halimbawa wala pa si teacher, nag-iingay yung buong classroom. Then, pag dumating si teacher, anong gagawin ng mga bata? Di ba tatahimik? Assumptions na yon ng mga students sa pag dumating si teacher, pag may teacher na sa harapan, kailangan nang tumahimik. And yung pangatlo naman is yung good grades reflects in intelligence. So, pag mataas ang marka mo, mataas din yung expectation na matalino ka. And halimbawa, mataas nga yung grades mo sa school. So, di ba, yung point of view or yung teacher, ang tingin sa'yo, magiging successful ka in the future. And in the negative note naman, magkakaroon naman ng peer pressure. Yung bata may pressure kasi nga, yun yung assumption sa kanya na magiging successful siya in the future dahil nga mataas yung grades niya. The first school has a strong distinctive culture based on the following assumptions as suggested by Skin in 1985. So first, truth ultimately comes from the teachers themselves. Second, teachers are responsible, motivated, and capable of governing themselves and making decisions in the best interest of their students. Third one is truth is determined through debate, which often produce conflict and testing of ideas in an open forum. Lastly, teachers are family. They accept, respect, and take care of each other. In contrast, a second school is guided by the following assumptions. So, una, truth ultimately comes from experienced teachers and administrator. So, ito yung negative point of view. Ibig sabihin, lahat ng sinasabi dapat ni teachers ay dapat puro facts lang, puro katotohanan lang. Ang pangalawa, most teachers are committed and loyal to the school. So, sa sobrang committed the teacher, wala na siyang work-life balance. So, point of view ng mga tao na dapat si teacher ay loyal sa kanyang schools. Dito niya na ginugugol yung ang buong niya puro work lang dapat. And pangatlo, relationships in the school are basically hierarchical. So, yun nga, kanina, di ba, sinabi ko nga, yung hierarchical, which is yung pinaka nire-respeto is yung principal, the most respected, followed by the teacher, staff, and the students. And yung pang-apat is teachers respect and honor each other's autonomy in the classroom. So, every teacher has their own techniques. Wala siyang sinusunod na standard na technique. And lastly, teachers are family who take care of each other. So, yung negative point of view nito is kahit nga po mas tama na minsan yung students kaysa sa teacher, may unspoken assumptions ka na ipagtanggol mo yung co-teacher mo kasi nasa same culture and community kayo. Let's move on to the functions of culture. As defined by Maude, Porter, and Steers by 1982, although there may be no one best culture, strong cultures promote cohesiveness, loyalty, and commitment, which in turn reduce the propensity for members to leave the organization. Summarized by Robbins by 1991, first is culture as a boundary-defining function. It creates distinctions among organization. Di ba pagsasali tayo ng organization, di ba? Ang unang tanong dyan is, bakit ka sumali or bakit mo pinili yung organization na yan? So, di ba may distinction tayo na, ibig sabihin, kaya tayo sumali doon, may distinction tayo na same culture kung bakit tayo sumali doon. Or for example, para mas maintindihan natin, para halimbawa, sa sports community, sumali ka doon kasi nga, sporty ka. Ibig sabihin, kung ano yung ginagawa, kung ano yung culture ng mga nasa organization na yon, ganun din yung sa culture na ginagawa mo. So, yung pangalawa is, culture provides the organization with a sense of identity. And ibig sabihin lang nun, it shapes the beliefs, values, and norms that gives employers or members our collected sense of who we are. So, pangatlo, is culture facilitates the development of commitment to the group. It fosters a shared sense of belonging and loyalty, encouraging individuals to prioritize group goals over personal interest. So, assumptions na belong ka sa isang organization, nandun na din syempre yung loyalty mo. And pang-apat is, culture enhances stability in the social system. So, by establishing consistent norms and behavior, cultures create order and predictability, helping the organization to function smoothly. Through that, nagpo-function smoothly yung organization na sinalihan mo. And panglima is, culture is the social glue that binds the organization together and it provides the appropriate standards for the behavior. It provides shared standards and expectation for the behavior. For example, yung iba-ibang behavior kada culture. Ibig sabihin, for example, yung family culture, the sports culture, and the school culture. Let's move on to the changing school culture. There's no quick and simple way to change the culture or climate of schools. Bakit? This is the answer. So, because of shifting deeply ingrained beliefs, long-standing practices, and unwritten norms, yung mga students and teachers resist change due to comfort with the status quo. Nag-hold sila kung anong meron at kung ano ang nakasanayan nila. Kasi nga, di ba, sanay na sila at matagal na itong ginagawa. They already know how things work. Emotional attachment through traditions, and parang doon sa attachment na yon, ang hirap ng baguhin yung mindset ng school community. Di ba? Yan yung dahilan kung bakit hindi ganun kadaling baguhin yung tradition or yung tradition ng school community, yung culture ng school community dahil nga sa mga nakasanayan na nilang tradisyon. Marami nang nagtangka na baguhin ang norms sa schools. Ang best example dyan is yung paradigm shifts na nangyayari ngayon sa Philippine school, which is yung from traditional teaching learning to 21st century skills or teaching learning. So I have a question. Can we really say that we are really shifted from traditional to 21st using a technology? So, bibigyan ko kayo ng time para pag-isipan yan and magkakaroon tayo ng debate about dyan. And again, the question is, can we really say that we are really shifted from traditional to 21st using a technology? So, according to Kilman by 1985, nagbigay siya ng 5 strategy para mabago yung mga norms in a positive way. Una, yung surface norms. Identify the norms which are followed by institution. So, tayo, halimbawa man, kung gusto nating baguhin yung norms sa isang schools, unang strategy is i-identify natin kung ano yung mga norms na sinusunod nila sa community na yon. And pangalawa, every school has its own aims and goals by articulating new direction, and it will open learning opportunities for students and teachers that is necessary for progress or even success. Titingnan natin kung ano yung mga kailangang baguhin dun sa norms, sa traditions na yun, syempre, para na rin sa progress and para na rin sa success ng isang community or sa isang school. And pangatlo, and they introduce the new norms. So dito na tayo mag-i-introduce ng mga bago na makakatulong sa progress and sa school success. And yung pang-apat, let's identify the gap between old and new norms. So para mas madali or para mas mabago natin yung mga norms, yung mga kailangan baguhin at yung mga kailangan magstay. And yung panglima is close the culture gaps. And according to John Miner by 1998, yung traditional kasi is nagiging negative siya sa papag-progress ng mundo. That's why we need to shift from old norms to new norms. So, ang last question ko is, bakit nagiging negative ang mga traditional sa pagpaprogress ng mundo? So, iiwanan ko rin yan, yung question na yan, at pag-uusapan natin yan sa ating face-to-face classes. So, yun lang po at maraming salamat sa pakikinig.